Dental hygiene is crucial during COVID pandemic as the mouth is a reservoir of germs. On the show today, we're going to be speaking to some of the top dentists of the country who are here to give you a complete lowdown on how to be safe and avoid any complications going forward. So what is COVID appropriate dental hygiene? Take a look at my report and we begin the discussion after that. Did you know that the mouth is a reservoir of viral germs and mainly the tongue? And hence dentists insist toothbrushing, interproximal hygiene and tongue cleaning are a must-do for all without fail. But the main question is how? And that happens to be the key.
Once a person is tested COVID positive, he is advised to immediately change or rather discard and dispose of all his oral hygiene products in the form of toothbrush, tongue cleaner, toothpaste, dental floss.
So for starters, make sure toothbrushes from the same family are not in the same container. After use, these cleaning devices become contaminated. If you do not take care to disinfect them, they can be a hub of microorganisms including bacteria, viruses and fungi. Separation is key and dentists cannot stress this enough. Assume you're an asymptomatic carrier of the virus, and if the brushes are placed together, it can encourage cross-contamination and infect other family members.
Brushes and toothpaste, all these filaments, plastic surfaces do harbor the viruses. It's very important to clean our tongue using tongue cleaners and of course definitely disinfect these devices, the interproximal cleaning devices, the tongue cleaners, the brushes.
So as a thumb rule, ensure your toothbrushes are washed in warm water regardless of the COVID pandemic. Now here's a tip you did not imagine, but dentists are insisting on this. The same tube of toothpaste should not be used between members of the same family. This, according to the dentist, is another way to facilitate cross-contamination. Some handy tips for you now. Store the toothbrush with the brush head upwards. This facilitates faster drying and hinders the spread of microorganisms. Even if the brush is accompanied by a wrapper, it has to have openings to facilitate drying. Change your brush once you go from positive to negative. Remember, the power of the reinfestation of the virus is not known, and hence it is imperative to bear in mind your brush can be an emitter of germs to other brushes of the family members or even to your own self.
It is also advisable that once a person is tested corona positive, the oral hygiene products used by his family members should also be discarded immediately, especially which are kept in the same bathroom used by the patient, to be on the safer side.
Disinfection, it is an absolute must. Clean the brush head with a povidone iodine at 0.2% or hydrogen peroxide diluted at 1% for 1 minute. If you test positive for COVID, it is also advisable to use a 0.2% povidone iodine mouthwash or a 1% dilution of hydrogen peroxide for 1 minute to try to control the oral load of germs. It has been observed that such products can be effective in rendering the lipid envelope of the virus inoperative. While a lot is still being studied at the moment when it comes to COVID and dental hygiene protocols, these small tips that we just showed you are tips coming in from dentists saying do this and you will maintain COVID appropriate hygiene. Regardless of the pandemic, it's always good to maintain dental hygiene as prescribed by the dentist. In New Delhi, Chaiti Narula for India Today. And you would have a lot of frequently asked questions. We are here to solve them for you through our dentist, Dr. Sonia Khurana, who's the dentist at Metro Hospital in Noida, Dr. Asha Narade, dentist at Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai, Dr. Chintamani Pant, a renowned dentist from Mumbai in Colaba, joins us on this broadcast as well. First up, let's start off with Dr. Sonia Khurana on this broadcast. Dr. Khurana, could you explain how the mouth is a reservoir of viral germs and mainly the tongue, and hence toothbrushing, interproximal hygiene and tongue cleaning are a must-do for all without fail. But the main question is everyone doesn't know how to do it, which is COVID appropriate. If you could walk us through it.
Hi, Chaiti, and very good morning to all the viewers. It's a very rightly approached question in these times of crisis and COVID. I would say it's a must for everyone to brush twice daily, or if possible, brush after every meal for utmost hygiene. The interproximal cleaning. Interproximal means the teeth should be cleaned from all surfaces in between the teeth as well, by using interdental brushes or using floss once a day. And tongue, tongue is the reservoir of most of the germs, the viruses. So it's very, very essential to clean the tongue by using tongue cleaners and appropriate use of mouthwash. Mouthwashes are the most, I would say it's a silver lining. It's the one bullet that can kill most of the viruses. So the use of mouthwashes should not be ignored. It should be given a lot of importance, at least twice a day for everyone. And for patients who are recovering or are COVID positive, they can use up to 4 times a day. That reduces the viral load majorly.
All right, let me get into nuances now. Dr. Chintamani Pant, how should one disinfect the toothbrushes? And while, we see in families of 4 or 5 or joint families, you have a lot of brushes that are clubbed together and kept in the same container. Would you say during this particular pandemic, separating all the toothbrushes is key? Should we assume that we're all asymptomatic carriers of the virus and follow a certain protocol to even store our brushes?
Hi, Chaiti. Firstly, good morning and thanks for having me on your talk. Right. So coming to the point and the question as you asked, the importance of segregating or separating toothbrushes within a family plays an important role, because even if you're an asymptomatic carrier, you wouldn't know. And having those toothbrushes next to each other are a high-risk contamination area, because they're very, very close to each other. The bristles could be still carrying the virus. We wouldn't know. What I would suggest is washing it off with warm water. Make sure that if there's a family of 3 or 4 in a house, try to have a wrapper with holes on it so it dries well, and there is no cross-contamination. Again, as mentioned before, if in case anyone has had the bout of the virus and recovered from it, the toothbrushes, toothpaste, tongue cleaners, interproximal accessories, everything should be changed immediately. And once in every 3 months, make sure that you change your brushes and your tongue cleaners.
All right, that's a very good tip coming in from Dr. Chintamani Pant. I want to come to Dr. Nasha Narade now. What do we do with toothpaste, Dr. Narade? Every family is used to using the same tube of toothpaste, but all of you offline, independently in your conversations have explained to me why they should not be used between the members of the same family. Does this really facilitate cross-contamination, and does every member of the family through this pandemic need to have their own toothpaste?
Thank you, Chaiti, for having me on the show, and good morning to all the viewers. Yes, we have to be extra careful and have separate toothpaste. That is ideal, so that we have a separate toothbrush and the toothpaste kept separately to avoid any kind of cross-contamination. Because what we have realized is that the aerosol containing the virus is very much in the air, and it gets stuck onto surfaces, and which can be there up to a period of 96 hours. So a asymptomatic carrier using the toothpaste within the house may be cross-contaminating the other family members. So it's essential that after brushing our teeth, we disinfect our toothbrushes and our toothpaste, the outer surfaces, and keep it at a safe distance. At this point, I also want to say is that we should keep our toothbrushes and toothpaste at least a meter away from our toilets, because when we flush the toilet, we have at least generating aerosols in the air, and the viruses are in the air. So if our brushes, toothpaste are in close proximity to these aerosols, it can again can cause contamination. So ideally, the toothbrushes, the toothpaste should be kept at a safe distance. Ideally, all the members within the home should have separate toothpaste so as to prevent any kind of cross-contamination.
This is a very interesting point. Not many of our viewers would have known how to keep the toothbrushes, toothpaste and the tongue cleaning equipment far away from the toilet as well.
Yes.
Dr. Khurana, give us some tips on how to now store the toothbrush. Should the head be upwards? Explain to us why. What if I am used to putting a wrapper on the toothbrush? Should there be ventilation like Dr. Chintamani Pant just mentioned? What does the purpose does the ventilation serve? Explain to us the storage of toothbrush. Now, once I'm done separating these toothbrushes, once I'm done changing the toothbrushes as well, what do I do with it? How do I store it?
I totally agree with Dr. Chintamani. Rightly said, we here in family settings, we tend to keep all the brushes together, all the devices together in a washroom. And as she mentioned, studies are being done that the viruses do remain as aerosol in the environment. So it's highly recommended for the prevention of reinfection or infection to other family members to keep store the toothbrushes outside the washrooms in a area which is well ventilated and separately in separate containers, and never keep them wrapped in a plastic container where there's no ventilation or they cannot dry on their own. So they have to be kept vertical, head upwards, and even if you're putting it in a box or a wrapper, it should have holes so that it can dry, because moisture would again allow the microbes to grow back or reinfest. And the containers, either wash them well with a disinfectant or a detergent every day. And the toothbrushes and the devices before storage should be disinfected, as recommended.
And does this also mean that the bathroom where the toothbrushes are stored needs to be well ventilated, given the fact you said that avoid any kind of moisture possible even in your wrapper? So make sure that the wrapper is well ventilated too.
Yes, the wrappers should have, we see those plastic boxes which tend to keep them airtight. So the brush heads are not drying well. So they should have holes. And they should be sterile. Those wrappers also, or the boxes should also be disinfected every day after every use and before storing the brushes. And for each family member should be kept separately.
Dr. Pant, the all-important question now, should I change my toothbrush once I go from positive to negative? And why?
Absolutely. When we are tested positive, the oral thrush in the mouth carries a lot of the virus. The virus affects our oral hygiene. It's in our system. We've been using that brush while we've been symptomatic, we've been under the virus. Once we come out of it, we don't have to have that virus back into the mouth or into the body via the toothbrush, or the interproximal accessories. So I would definitely recommend you push out all oral instruments that you've been using during your sickness and change them to new ones. If not you, someone else in the family could get affected because of the earlier mentioned aerosol problem that stays and sticks around with all these oral instruments.
Dr. Asha Narade, how important is tongue cleaning? How does one clean the tongue? Most people are not used to doing this. If you could explain how it becomes even more important in this COVID pandemic.
Yes. So cleaning of the tongue is also essential, but brushing is equally important. There are specific tongue cleaners that are available. So using that on the surface of the tongue removes the microorganisms that are attached onto the surfaces. Along with that, using a mouthwash is most important because our mouth harbors a lot of bacteria and viruses. So apart from brushing, using the tongue cleaner, using an adjunct of a mouthwash like Hexidine based on a regular basis will help in bringing the bacterial count down. Now in patients who are COVID positive, ideally for them a 0.2% povidone mouthwash is what is recommended because that brings the viral load in the mouth, and also hydrogen peroxide 1% can be used, which are more effective than a Hexidine mouthwash when you are COVID positive. Once you have recovered, you can get back to your regular Hexidine mouthwash. But a combination of these mouthwashes definitely, along with tongue cleaning, will bring the bacterial load that is there in the mouth, which is very, very essential. And at this point of time, I also want to express my wish that we have an elderly population. Many of our seniors are incapacitated. Some of them are bedridden. So it becomes the responsibility of the caretaker that they brush their teeth well and also see to that they gargle well after their meals, because the food particles remain between the teeth. It harbors on the tongue. So making them sip onto water after their meals, seeing to that they brush their teeth well and gargle well before going to bed is what is essential, along with tongue cleaning that is done.
That's a very interesting tip that you've given us, and a very important one. Dr. Sonia Khurana, explain disinfection to us. Cleaning the brush head with povidone iodine at 0.2% or hydrogen peroxide diluted at 1% for a minute. What happens with this, and should everybody do this in times of COVID?
Yes, definitely, Chaiti. 0.2% povidone iodine for 60 seconds is found to be effective against the viruses, the SARS-CoV-2 virus, currently our problem, and it can kill 99.9% of all viruses, fungi, and other microbes. And, why it is most important is because when we are giving vigorous treatments to our COVID positive patients and they are using a mask all the time for oxygen and breathe through the mouth, it reduces the saliva flow, it dries the mouth, and they are not able to, during that vigorous treatment, obviously they are not able to clean their teeth well. So at least whenever possible, we use povidone iodine for their brushes so that they do not get reinfected or increase the viral load in their mouth. So it's utmost important. So these devices have to be disinfected with the povidone iodine for about 60 seconds, 4 times in a day.
Dr. Chintamani Pant, how can I render the lipid envelope of the virus inoperative? What are the kinds of mouthwashes that you recommend to your patients, to our viewers today, the kind of gargling that one needs to do to control the oral load of germs, especially the coronavirus?
Right. So, Chaiti, the mouth is a very badly affected area during the COVID period because there's a lot of oral bacteria that keeps moving around in the mouth. What we do during the treatment, or what we suggest to the patients, is, as mentioned earlier, povidone mouthwash, 1% of hydrogen peroxide dilute, rinse your mouth along with it. All these chemicals help in maintaining our oral thrush. It's killing off the virus, it's maintaining a balance between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in the saliva. As mentioned earlier, because of wearing oxygen masks, there's a lot of dryness in the mouth. So people tend to develop some ulcerations. The soft tissue just gets inflamed. Hydrogen peroxide helps in some cases where the inflammation is controlled. What I would also mention and emphasize upon is massaging the gums post-brushing, which helps in eradicating whatever soft tissue biofilms that are created onto the gum structure, which will help in maintaining the oral pass by.
But Dr. Pant, can I just go and buy any over-the-counter mouthwash which is available at a medical store, or do you recommend me checking the ingredients before buying these?
A chlorhexidine mouthwash is one of the safest ones to get, which will really help in maintaining the oral bacteria.
All right. I also want to tell our viewers that the pandemic has raised some big concerns over visiting a dentist during these testing times, but experts are suggesting that one can visit a dentist if COVID-appropriate behavior norms are followed. I'm going to give you an explainer of what needs to be followed while visiting a dentist as well. Number one, you need to sanitize your hands. You need to wear a fresh mask. In fact, the visuals that we're playing across your screens right now are from Dr. Rajiv Narvikar's clinic in Mumbai. He sent us these visuals to explain to us how the process works works these days when you go to a dentist clinic. Just look at that. You first have to wear a mask, you have to sanitize your hands, wear a fresh mask once inside the clinic. Cover your head and feet with plastic cover. You need to also check your temperature and oxygen levels before entering the clinic. You need to ensure that the clinic has necessary equipment to filter the air so it is well ventilated. This video is a ready reckoner of how visiting a dentist during these times really feels like. I want to come to Dr. Asha Narde. Dr. Asha, many including me are very scared of going to a dentist in times of a pandemic. We're very scared. What advice do you have? What can we follow?
Yes. So visiting a dentist is a twin challenge. Basically, for the dentist, it is to protect our own selves, and at the same time, the patients who are visiting in our clinic, because we do not want any kind of community transmission because of a patient coming into the clinic. But at the same time, there are a whole lot of patients who have multiple emergency and urgent needs which need to be sorted. So when a patient calls us up and says he or she is having severe pain, we first do something known as a triaging to understand what the problems are with the patient. But there are certain circumstances where the patient need to visit in spite of a lockdown or in spite being in a contaminant area. So such situations are where patients have severe bleeding gums, which cannot be controlled even after brushing or massaging. Patients who are in excruciating pain in spite of antibiotics and the anti-inflammatory drugs that we give the patients to be taken for 5 to 7 days. Patients who have developed extraoral swelling, where they find it difficult to even swallow, or at times they find it difficult to breathe. So in such situations, we definitely need to see such patients. Also in the lockdown, there's some kind of stress levels that have built up. And this has resulted in fracturing of the teeth, fillings, dentures, orthodontic appliances, many of which are impinging onto the gums, or they get abraded against the inner part of the cheek, or are cutting into the tongue. So these are the patients who need
to go and visit a dentist regardless of the pandemic.
Yes,
Dr. Khurana, are you advising your patients to come see you in these emergency situations? How are you taking care of yourself and your patients?
Definitely, it's very, very important not to neglect any active dental problems currently, because, just even if there is a smallest of simplest of dental problems, they would aggravate because of all the medications that we take. We have to take antibiotics, and we have to take certain medication during the course of treatment that alter our immune mechanism. That's the baseline that kind of weakens our defense. So if you already have some amount of calculus or some gum inflammation because of not visiting your dentist in time, they can aggravate majorly. And we are, in recent times, we are coming across lot of fungal infections.
Yes.
And, because of the
treatment given out for COVID. Yes.
Yes. So if we have good oral hygiene already, and we have tackled all our dental problems in time, we can protect ourselves.
Right. I'm absolutely running out of time, but Dr. Pant, one last word from you here. Should I go to a dentist? Should I not go to a dentist? Is it a simple yes or a no, or is it a yes with buts?
It's a yes.
Okay, it's a yes. So one can go. You're saying it's okay?
Yes, one can go. It's safe. All doctors, me, my colleagues, and everyone around make sure that the clinic is well equipped and they're well taken care of.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you taking your time out. Dr. Narde, Dr. Pant, Dr. Sonia Khurana. Lovely to have you here. For our viewers, this is news that you can use. These are some handy tips coming in from dentists. COVID appropriate dental hygiene. That was our top focus. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your time. This is Shaiti Narula signing off.